Hello, welcome to this tutorial for VTS POG on Linux. I am running Linux Mint right now, and right now, from what it looks like, this is what we're doing, you know? So, if you want to get this to work,
POG Online Poggers.
if you want to get that to work, just follow my tutorial, and we will end up getting that to work on Linux. This is something that I was messing around with for a while now, and it seems to have been something good. So let's take a look at it. So now we're on the desktop. This is Linux Mint. Pretty sure I can like run NeoFetch or something. There you go, NeoFetch, you know, stuff like that. And yeah, this is definitely my machine here. So first and foremost, if you want to be able to run this program, you're going to need something called VTS POG. You're going to have to buy it, and it's like $15. Now, I got this a long time ago, but that's the thing. Now, you would think that you can just launch it from the itch.io page, but you actually can't. You actually have to go into Manage after you get the latest version of it. Then you have to grab the VTS POG folder and then copy that to your desktop for easier access. Then you can sort of just close out of it because it will work standalone. Another thing is you need to get Lutris. Specifically, you need to get the version of Lutris that is a Flatpak. You could find that either on FlatHub or you can just type in Lutris, and you need to get the Flatpak version of it. Then you can go into a program called FlatSeal, and you can open up all the parameters for this. And you kind of want to have these open. That way you can interface well. Now, I've tried VTS POG with bottles before, and I've tried it with Proton Tricks, and also Steam. And it only wants to work in Lutris, because I feel like Lutris is a little closer to the system than these other two, because these are sort of sandboxed, you know? And Proton Tricks, for whatever reason, just doesn't want to work. So, when did that happen? Alright. Anyways. So, as soon as you get your program on here, what you're going to want to do is you want to go to Lutris. And you're going to check something. If you don't have it, you're going to need to get Proton Up Qt. And you go to Lutris. And as long as you have everything open with the Flatpak, everything should be up to date. And it should also be able to read your Steam Glorious Egg Roll installation. And you also want to have Steam for this. So if you go to Steam, you should have GE Proton 9-11. That is the one that you want. It's the most recent one as of this video. Then what you do is you go ahead and set your Steam up and everything, and then you go into Lutris. And what you do is you click Add Game and you add the installed game locally. You select your runner being the Wine Runner. You go to your game options. You grab the executable. Go to your desktop where you put VTS POG. And then you, what you could do is you look for the exe file and you hit OK. And then you change your runner to GE Proton. It's not going to say that in the Proton Qt thing, but it will show up. And then what you end up doing after that is you hit save. I already have this pulled up. Then what should happen is one of two things. It will either load correctly and you will be able to proceed. If not, it will throw a JavaScript error if it gets opened too many times. But most of the time it will work. Because obviously right here, it will do this if you drag it. So you just resize it and it will come back. You'll have VTS POG. You'll be able to set up all your settings here and it will all work. In order for it to interface with your system, you're going to have to grab the HTML files with whatever you decide to use. It will also work in VTube Studio, which we can also check out as well. So, in VTube Studio, you're going to want to have this activated. You're going to want to hit connect here, and then you're also going to want to, in VTube Studio, you're also going to want to go to your settings. You're going to want to go here, and you're going to want to click enable right here, right, and then it will pop up here because it is reading the file as if it was like an iPhone. It's still interfacing with it, so it's working. I'll probably show a different model doing that and a different instance of this, but that's how you would do that. And then you would go to your model options after you have enabled the custom parameters. And there'll be custom parameters that pop up, which I'll end up showing later on. But you don't want to do that on Linux, so you can't see shit. But for now, shit. For now, the PNG is working. At least that's what we're showing off. So basically, what you do is you go to VTS POG, right? And you grab your, your HTML files. So it's reading the HTML files from the program itself. From here, So once you do that, you put the HTML file in OBS, and then what you do is you go ahead and go to collaborate, and you click on PNG mode and enable that. You can also go to audio, set your audio inputs and stuff, make sure it tries to capture it. Then you're pretty much set for PNGs. And then the PNGs will just work. Like, I could just type
VTS POG is so cool.
Yes. Anyways, when you do have it pulled up for the first time, after you've already gotten it set up, sometimes it won't immediately start because it has to be able to hit the live log. If it doesn't do it, it will not do it right. What you do is you just hit TTS enabled and you disable it. Then it will work. Another thing, you're going to need a program to route the audio. Because in OBS, you're going to be able to have to route the audio. In Linux, you're going to need something like Qt graph. Or, any audio interface that does this, essentially. But this is QWP graph. So, what you would do is you would create a jack audio source. And you would do that by going to this here, and you see jack input client, and then you rename it. And you rename it to what you need. In this case, it's the TTS bot. So as far as the TTS bot goes, so that way you could hear it. And this goes for the live 2D model as well. What you would do is you would go here, and where it says TTS bot, it should be where you've been assigning the audio. Now, that might look a little bit overwhelming at first, but it's actually not once you get used to everything. The first time is going to take a while. The reason why I disconnected these is because these are from VTS POG. It's going to Easy Effects. But here's the jack audio source. You also want to make sure you have Easy Effects. It helps give you virtual cables and stuff. So once you have that connected to this, it will be able to let you do this.
POG Online Poggers.
And it just works. Hello, this is Kylo Neko. This is the live 2D section of this guide for VTS POG. First and foremost, you're going to want to make sure you have VTS POG open like I was telling you with the PNG earlier. And make sure you click on VTube Studio and then click on Connect. When you go to VTube Studio, make sure you have your model selected. In this case, we'll be using this model here. Let's go ahead and unlock it. And we'll be this... The fuck? Okay, well, make sure you load your model in, and then after you have your model loaded in, you can then make your adjustments. And once you have made your adjustments, go ahead and go to Settings, go to Scroll. You're going to want to scroll down. You're going to want to click on Allow Plugins. When you allow the plugins, it's going to start interfacing with VTS POG. VTS POG should be already interfaced with, but it should end up providing you with a pop-up. And in this case, VTS POG is already active. Just select it, and it's already good to go. But it should provide you with that pop-up. And then what you can do is you can go ahead and go to the model options. In the model options, you're going to want to go to where it says mouth open, and mouth smile. During those, you're going to want to make sure that you have voice volume 2 enabled, as well as voice volume 2. You're going to want to make sure you have at least those enabled. If they are not enabled, you can go back, click on custom parameters, and click on one of these parameters here. VTS POG also covers that. After that has been done, you can then start to use your model. What you can do is you can go ahead and go to item settings, and you can load current model as a live 2D item.
VTube Studio works on Linux now. Tubing will be changed forever. Epic. VTS POG works on Linux now. Tubing will be changed forever. Epic.
Yeah, so yeah, this is basically the end of the tutorial. Hopefully you all enjoyed this, and hopefully this helps people get a little bit more accustomed to using VTubing applications on Linux. There's other stuff that I've linked for 3D VTubing, as well as for audio problems that you might run into. And I have linked those into the document as well. So I hope you all have a good night, or a good day, or an evening, and welcome to Linux.